I'm sure by now we've all heard of gatekeeping, the whole idea where you keep something of your interest out of people's hands. People usually do this to, I guess, protect what they like. Doesn't sound great. What, you're gonna keep something away from someone just because you like it? Yeah, actually, that is exactly why I would. People already have this socialist mindset where they expect to have all this information just given to you. These interests, these hobbies, these fashion, the music, whatever it is, just handed to you on a platter. It doesn't work like that. People don't have to know what you're into, okay? A lot of what you're into is what makes you the character. A lot of what you're into builds your character, and that's all everybody needs to see. They don't need to see what builds that character. In today's video, I'll be talking about 3 different kinds of ways you can gatekeep, I guess.
Hey, good morning, Kanye.
Now, music, I think, is the most common out of the 3 when it comes to gatekeeping. Gatekeeping in music usually is related to the artists themselves, not specifically a genre, but it can be a genre as well. Now, there are some people that have found a really cool underground artist that they're really listening to, and they don't really want it to get put on TikTok music things. You know, that is the worst thing I think that can ever happen to your music. I know that's such a 2018 kind of thinking, like, oh, TikTok cringe, but it's kind of still relevant, to be honest. Now, small artists, underground artists, whatever you want to call them, you want to gatekeep them, sure. I think that's perfectly fine. But there's some motherfuckers out there that will be gatekeeping Kanye or Juice WRLD. Now, in their defense, their whole thing about gatekeeping these huge artists is they go to their very abstract songs, the songs that nobody really listens to. And they kind of gatekeep that, but it's a coping mechanism. There's no Kanye song that's worth gatekeeping because he's already so famous. You could say the same thing about Juice WRLD as well. So I think when it comes to gatekeeping big artists, you're really stretching it. I don't know what to tell you. Me personally, I love gatekeeping artists, okay? It's one of my favorite things to do, and you know, they really hold true to my heart. If any of my, I guess, gatekeeping artists were to go viral, you know, again, great for them, but as the listener, it's tragic. It is really tragic.
My shoes untied.
Now, I think when it comes to clothes, it's very different. Clothes are what presents you. I think when it comes to presenting yourself to people, number one, there's your face, and then there's your clothes. Clothes are huge to presenting yourself. And so how do you gatekeep clothes if they're literally on you? There's certain styles that you can get away with this. If you're the type to dress up like Cardi, then I don't even know what to tell you at that point. But you could honestly get away with this, right? They would know the type of style, but they wouldn't know the brands or anything like that. That's just a good example of something you could do. Now, I will admit, when it comes to gatekeeping clothes, this is on far out on the spectrum, by far. You would have to be a crazy gatekeeping god to want to gatekeep clothes. It's an entirely new thing. You're a whole different person at that point. Your personality is gatekeeping. That's it. People know you for gatekeeping. Even your mom knows you for gatekeeping. You won't even tell your mom what you're wearing. It's that insane. And despite this being insane, I love doing it. I love doing it. Gatekeeping clothes are amazing for me. I think it's great. Like this designer I'm wearing now, right? Right. You have no idea what brand it is, and I'm not telling you. That's usually what people do with gatekeeping. It's kind of a flex. I call it gatekeeping flexing. Go Nation, let's go. Go Nation, let's go. Hey. Now this one doesn't make much sense to me personally. But when it comes to TV shows and movies, how are you going to be able to gatekeep flex with something no one even sees? At the most, it would be you going to the movies with your friends, or your friends are here for a sleepover. You're here to watch a movie or a show. But for most people, when they try to watch a movie or a show, it's usually by themselves. And honestly, I think the only group of people that would care about what films you watch would be film bros. Nothing more. Full-on Ryan Gosling fanboys. And Emma Stone as well, I guess. There's some things that should be gatekept automatically. Like, you shouldn't even have a choice. I would say if you watch anime, you should probably gatekeep that. If you're watching some like abstract anime, or honestly anything abstract, it probably sucks. Like, huge. It probably is the worst thing ever. Of course, there's gems here and there where there's movies that no one's ever heard of, and they end up being the greatest cinematic masterpiece you have ever seen in your life. I think, in my opinion, most of the cinematic masterpieces go to Christopher Nolan. The thing is with Christopher Nolan, everyone's seen Christopher Nolan films. It's not, you can't really gatekeep a Christopher Nolan film just like you can with any Kanye song. So I think TV shows and movies are probably the worst thing you can gatekeep, and I would honestly just make fun of you if you do. If I ever found out that you were gatekeeping a movie or a show, I am going to make fun of you. I am dead on it. I think that's all the things that you can gatekeep. Let me know in the comments if I've missed something, but that's pretty much it. Overall, I love gatekeeping. I really do. And I think all of you deserve the right to. They should make the 28th Amendment on gatekeeping. Every citizen should be able to gatekeep, and the government cannot say anything about it. I will advocate for the 28th Amendment being about gatekeeping. So I hope you guys enjoyed me talking about gatekeeping out of all things. Yeah, no, that's about it. See ya.